percent, gold's down 10%, it's below 5,000. Okay. Welcome to another week of Orbiton.
Okay,
But
let's leave
seriously,
that in, maybe.
so we're back with another week. This has been incredibly eventful. We had
Yes.
Metals Investor Forum, we have the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference run by Jay Martin. We had those back to back plus AME. There was a massive
Yeah.
amount of meetings that we had. I met some really interesting institutions, funds, VCs, companies. A lot of conversations happened. We started the
Hmm.
weekend with silver below 100. It shot up to 121-ish was the highs that it
Yeah.
hit, and then per ounce. And gold was nearly $5,600 USD. And then they both just dropped today, which is one of the steepest daily declines in over a decade. So it's like
Yeah.
25% down, 20% down, 25% down. But keep in mind, silver went up 45% in January. So it pulling back 10,
Yeah.
20%. It's still at all-time high. Like it's still at all-time
Yeah.
highs.
It's crazy that that it can have a drop that significant and still be at an all-time high.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's compared to the past few years, silver's higher than it's ever been, except that
Yeah.
blip to 121. But the fact that silver, a commodity, and gold, one of the most stable commodities, has this kind of volatility is insane. And so
Yeah.
now people are thinking, okay, what could it be? What's triggering it? Well, one of them is they're saying that there's a new Federal Reserve nomination. Trump brought in Kevin Warsh, which
Yeah.
he's kind of viewed as like a monetary hawk, which means he'll likely maintain higher interest rates, try to reduce inflation.
There was going to be a correction regardless. It's like it's going to
Yeah.
happen. It's just crazy to see these numbers play out
Yeah.
in a week.
Well, this weekend when we were at VRIC, we saw Ross Beatty. He was on the Saturday panel,
Hmm.
and he was one of the opening members of the panel, and he said, "Yeah, this is the peak, and you're likely going to see a pullback
Hmm.
and correction." And then here we are on Friday, and
Yeah.
there's the correction. And he said that you should take some profits. So it's
Yeah.
funny to see because a lot of other what's happened is these institutions, funds, brokers, like they're taking profits. They're
Hmm.
that's what's going on. So
Yeah.
he did say that it'll pull back, consolidate, and then go again. So it's not really
Yeah.
a surprise. It's
No.
not necessarily the end of the world. It is just kind of sucks to see your portfolio go down by 25% in a day if you're heavy
Yeah.
on the metals.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Crazy times.
It is crazy times, but it's volatility is where opportunity comes.
Yeah, yeah,
And like even like in the AI landscape, it's crazy times, right? Like with like
yeah,
all this competitors that are popping up for OpenAI.
yeah,
Like, what do you really think about? I think something that's been a hot topic is the stickiness around AI. Like, how can you make people stay with your product?
yeah. I think that it is a lot different of a stickiness than other things. Sam Altman was saying personalization is an extremely sticky thing right now,
Hmm.
and I think that's very true. Like for Orbiton being a vertical AI platform, it is not generalized and it is personalized to them. It completely like vertical AI tools that are personal to you is the most convenient option that will like going on ChatGPT is not going to solve all of your business's
No.
problems. It's like it's a super neat tool,
Yeah.
but people are missing out on the personalization. And once they find that, once they depend on a product like that, the stickiness is there. For my side of Orbiton, for marketing and socials, and podcasts and all of that kind of stuff. I wanted to vibe code some N8N automations that would pull all industry updates on it, like leading YouTube videos and podcasts and articles, and kind of file it and organize it into different categories for me with like IR, vertical AI, general AI news, capital markets, and then kind of go into separate different pages for me, categorizing and breaking down key points for podcast specifically, YouTube specifically, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, exact like etc. And then I wanted it to be running continual competitor analysis and SEO and SE analysis data, and then comparing it to the news points so that I can have the best content and marketing strategy out there based on all of this with automations, because otherwise it would take me forever. But I have been working, I think I've had like 6 hours of sleep for the entire week. I was pretty fired up. And we had the conferences. It's been a crazy week. So then I was like, I need a whole system for this. And the personalization, I mean, yeah, I would pay so much money for something that like I came across and was like, it was like, oh yeah, I'll do all of that, and you won't have to use 15,000 different AI platforms and automate it yourself.
So
I
that's
would,
okay. Great point. So like
yeah,
when we think about stickiness,
yeah,
companies, especially in the AI space and with product development, it's going to become easier and easier to spin out new products. And so it's going to be easier to launch your own tools. So a lot of like the gimmicky kind of basic consumer SaaS tools are going to be replaced, I think, by like tools like Replit and
yeah,
other agentic coding tools like Lovable. So a
yeah,
lot of those can definitely be replaced. Like, I don't know, something that helps you schedule social media posts, for example,
yeah,
or tools like that. But I think when you go into the deeper level of it, like for us, like
mhm,
we're integrating into the investor relations workflow. And so
yeah,
there's a lot of nuance involved with how these
yeah,
IR professionals work, what things they care about, and they don't want to put in the time or are not interested in putting in the time,
yeah,
hours and hours to go and try to vibe code something and then have to
yeah,
maintain that.
yeah,
So there's still going to be a niche of products that gets replaced by these AI coding
for
tools.
sure, for sure.
And
And yeah,
I think we'll
so like,
probably see what happened with like website agencies. We'll see that happen with like products. Remember like when
yeah,
Webflow and stuff started, now there's like all these companies that they can build websites for you. Same kind of thing
yeah,
will happen for like basic products.
yeah, yeah. And like some of well, a lot, tons of AI products out there right now, are like, I'm looking at it and it's like, I, I could make that like right now.
Yeah,
What are we talking about?
yeah.
That is not helpful. And, and there is something to be said. We were talking about this before the podcast, but and I'm just curious to see like how it will all play out. And there's just so many unknowns. There's so many like claims that people are making that are crazy that you have no idea how it's going to turn out. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
no idea. But we can make predictions, and I just think that there is always going to be niches for convenience, personalization. Like when I order DoorDash, it's not because I don't know how to get food. Otherwise, it's because it is personal to me. It is the most convenient option that I can rely on. Oh, I'm going to be sitting here vibe coding for 14 hours in a row. I don't want to leave my couch. I
Are you
need,
sure? Are you sure you can cook?
I can cook.
Okay. Okay. That's some safe shit.
and and I know that it'll bring me my Starbucks order that I like to my door. And like, yeah, there's tons of tools like that. But like, it like the tools will have to be vertical AI. They'll have to be
Mhm.
personalized, and they will have to be more complex so that people don't have to be doing these kinds of steps that I am. Like that
Yes.
you get to stay. Sam Altman also touched on this, where people really want to use one AI platform.
Yeah.
Like
And
yeah, people are
they don't
willing to
want
like go
multiple
in and learn
tools.
that. Yeah,
No, and even in corporates, I've noticed this, like in companies,
yeah,
a lot of times they'll hire an agency or in person just to handle all these different tools. Like they don't want a
yeah.
lot of tools. And I
No,
think a lot of workflows can be automated. There's a lot of things that
for
people do on
sure.
a day-to-day basis where you're
Yeah,
like, oh, like you definitely don't need a person for this.
yeah,
This has
yeah,
changed.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. And
and they
yeah,
can be done faster.
for sure. My goal is that I like continue to build like work on the automations and build the systems so that when I'm like working on everything for Orbiton, I'm getting to like actually focus on my big ideas, my
Hmm.
creative strengths, the things that can never be automated. I want to be able to focus on all of that. Obviously, there's always going to be like work, but there's so much that can be improved upon. But like you said, for agencies, like as someone that works in marketing already, so many people hire me and have hired me in the past simply to just manage it, to just be like, can you I almost work as a director. So someone will come to me with a big project and I'll be like, okay, well, I'll need to hire this person, this person, this person, this person. But like they're only dealing with me. Platforms like that will be super successful, I think.
Definitely, and I think it's all about getting into like the nitty-gritties of what is it that people need. How can we take something that's very complex and multi-stage and just make it easy?
Yeah.
And that's really the promise of AI, and I honestly think every day we're getting closer and closer to that.
Yeah. Yeah. We're also getting closer and closer to super intelligence and then dead.
Boom. And then change in the world
We're
order. Although
toast.
I feel like that's already happening, the change in the world order with the way that
Yeah.
the gold and
Yeah.
silver
Yeah.
prices fluctuate.
Frank Juicer was talking about that at VRIC, but or no, not Frank. Yeah, Frank Juicer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Frank.
yeah. I kind of a lot of the talks just
Merged together.
yeah.
You know what I
Like
liked
listening to all
about
of them, but like yeah, it all felt like the same topics because there's huge societal global topics right now, so everyone wants to talk about them.
I think like the thing about commodities, because your price is not determined by, you don't determine your price, it's determined by the
Yeah,
market. From a macro standpoint, there's a lot of things that are significant and matter for you to be able to understand this is where gold
yeah,
is now, this is where it's going to be. And so there's a lot
yeah,
of crossover in the topics, but
for
certain folks
sure,
do a great job of, I think, of explaining it better than others.
for sure.
But, it's funny though, because I had a conversation with a VC who's in tech about mining, and that's never
Yeah,
happened to me before. And that's like exciting stuff for this space.
yeah,
But we'll
yeah,
we'll see how it plays out. I mean, like we're still really not near the peak. I think we're in the early stages of a big bull
yeah.
run. We saw a massive bull run in SaaS, went on
Hmm.
for about 10 years. Y
Hmm.
Combinator benefited from it a lot. Brex
Yeah,
just sold to Capital One this week
yeah,
for 5 billion, which is interesting because it was not at a premium from their last valuation. So their
yeah,
investors in the last financing they did basically just got their money back. The ones
yeah.
in the early stages got, like Y Combinator got a massive return because I think their
Hmm.
initial valuation was like, I think around 5 million, and then they sold for 5 billion. So that's a good
Yeah,
return. But a lot, and then you got to factor in dilution. But a lot of folks are looking at that acquisition and they have mixed feelings because it's like, oh, is this a shift in how SaaS is priced? And why did Brex sell at this price? Why didn't
yeah.
they go longer? Why didn't they go public? And so all these kinds of things came up.
Hmm. Hmm. I had watched a podcast this week about SaaS for like traditional SaaS sale, like the market compared to like AI SaaS,
Hmm.
and how it's kind of like a different um, even goal. Like
Hmm.
SaaS is the tools to help you do your job, and like AI is doing the job.
Yes. Yeah. And people want that. People want it to
Yeah,
do the job. They don't want more tools. They're
yeah,
tired of
yeah,
tools. They
yeah,
just want someone to do it. And so that's why a lot of times when we
yeah.
go into our sales process, we don't really go to folks and say, "Hey, use this tool. It's great for you." We say,
Hmm.
"Hey, plug this, forget about it. We're just going to give you
Hmm.
reports on it working."
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what people are looking for, which is interesting
for
because now
sure.
that I think about the products in the pipeline, that's going to be very significant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is
Yeah, I
interesting.
don't I don't even want more tools. If I ask ChatGPT one more time what's wrong with my code and it says, "Oh, you could use this tool." Oh my gosh. No, no more.
Just do it.
No more
Just do it for
tools.
me. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that was good. That was a good chat.
Yeah.
I'll see you. We'll see each other again next week, and probably gold and silver will be back up,
Yeah,
and we'll
big
have a few
week.
more clients. So keep an eye on the LinkedIn.
Tons.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
guys.